All right, y'all. Good afternoon. It's Tim Denton at 5 Star Ford in Warner Robins, Georgia. Just thought I'd make a short video getting an insight on our thoughts of Kelley Blue Book. And Kelley Blue Book is a great guide. But I wanted to talk a little bit because I do get a lot of consumers that use Kelley Blue Book, or probably everybody uses Kelley Blue Book. And like I said, it's a great guide, great company. But there's a whole lot more that goes into a used car value. So when you go to trade it in. Now, if you can sell the car yourself, it's always the best option. I mean, I always have people tell me, well, I'll sell it myself. Man, if you can sell the car yourself, it's the best option possible. A lot of times people can't sell the cars themselves because you got negative equity. If you got negative equity, it's going to be hard to sell your own car. The reasoning is you owe $15,000 and it's worth $10,000. Unless you find somebody that's willing to pay $5,000 more than the car's worth, it's going to be hard to sell it. So say you got somebody who's financing that vehicle and you owe $5,000 more than what the car's worth. The bank is not going to loan that person money on that car. So the other issues, of course, is you got to put it on Craigslist. You have 1 million people coming to your house. You know, you'll have 100 calls. 10 of them might set an appointment. 3 might show up, and you might hear back from 1 of them. The other thing, it takes a lot of time. The other thing is you got to keep the car nice and clean, put it on the side of the road. But in all reality, if selling the car is an option for you yourself, that is always the best option. Especially if it's an older car. If you got an older car at a dealership, it's just not worth a lot of money to us. An older car, you put it by the side of the road. If it runs, get you $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 out of it. It's definitely worth it. So if you can sell your car yourself, you can. If not, when you're coming to a dealership and you pull out Kelley Blue Book, again, that's a good guide, but that's all it is. Kelley Blue Book really gets paid by advertisement. So right now, if I was to pull Kelley Blue Book on my computer, I guarantee you there'd be 30 different advertisements, and Ford's probably one of them. Have GMC, Ford, this, that. That's how they get paid. So if Kelley Blue Book is getting paid by advertising, and you, the consumer, are the one clicking on the computer, which is getting the advertisers to advertise. So really, every time you click, you're paying Kelley Blue Book. So if Kelley Blue Book wants you to click more, if they want me to keep doing this, that's what Kelley wants me to do. Don't you think they're going to be make it look really good to you? So, and again, nothing wrong with Kelley Blue Book. It's a great guide. I like them. But when it comes to trading in your vehicle, all these dealerships now have very super expensive software that does all the work. Okay? Do you really think we can tell how much your car is when you go to Kelley Blue Book, you click in the year, miles, what trim level it is, maybe the color, and then bam, Kelley says the car is worth $50,000. Are you really seriously going to tell me by you clicking 5 different options on your car that Kelley Blue Book can come back and tell you it's worth 50 grand? How is that possible? It's not. So again, it's just a guide. The super expensive software that these companies use now, of course, we're getting your VIN number, your miles, we put it into the system, and the software does all the work. The software is going to look at NADA, Black Book, the marketability of the vehicle in your area. It's going to look at what it runs for at auction, what they're running for at MMR, what they're buying and selling for in your area. All right, I mean, Kelley Blue Book might say that a purple extended cab 2-wheel drive with rubber mats and a stick shift F-150 is worth $20,000. Well, look, nobody's going to pay $20,000 for it. That's where the marketability comes in. Okay, there's no marketability on that car. The other thing that Kelley Blue Book does not look at is the miles on the vehicle. Okay, so if my vehicle's got 102,000 miles on it and Kelley Blue Book says it's worth $10,000, well, to a dealership, it's not. And I'm going to tell you why is because once you get over that 100,000 mile threshold, the average consumer can't get financed on that car. So in Kelley Blue Book's mind, it's worth this, and granted, that's fine, but to the dealership, it's not. So how is that car to Kelley Blue Book saying is worth $15,000 that has over 100,000 miles on it, but I can't sell it to anybody because I can't get them financed on it? The only person I can get financed on that car is somebody with an 800 credit score, and 800 credit scores don't usually buy older model vehicles with those miles on it. And if they were going to buy that, they would just pay cash because they have the money to buy cash. The average person that's going to come in and want to buy that vehicle, it's going to be a 550, 600 credit score, and those people can't get financed on that car. So there's the marketability of the vehicle. I can't do anything with it. So once again, the main thing is with Kelley Blue Book, you're clicking on 5 different things, 5 things, and you're going to tell me those 5 clicks you did, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, can tell me that your car is worth $50,000. It's just, it doesn't happen. Dealerships are using super expensive software. The software does all the work. Okay. Now, Kelley Blue Book does buy cars. I believe, and I might be wrong, TrueCar I think owns Kelley Blue Book, and they do have a buying service for that. Once you go to that buying service for Kelley Blue Book, where they're actually going to cut a check, there's like 100 different questions they ask you. 1 key, 2 keys, been smoked in, dings, dents. I mean, they ask so many questions. So when Kelley Blue Book gives you a trade-in offer to come bring to us at a dealership, you got to do 5 clicks. When Kelley Blue Book goes to actually buy a car, you're going to have to click like 1,000 times. So that's why my reasoning of Kelley Blue Book's a good guide, but it's just a guide. And dealerships got super expensive software that does all the work. It knows everything in the area. Dealerships aren't trying to get over. They're just trying to make a profit. So once again, Tim at 5 Star Ford in Warner Robins, going over the Kelley Blue Book.